Welcome back, Superior Legion, and today we're talking about something different. That's why there's no face cam, okay? I've never done a video like this, but I think this one's important. Alright, so the next big game, y'all, is not even in development yet. And that's because no one knows it's the next big game, except me. Alright, so it's a superhero MMORPG, obviously. That's why I'm showing you DCUO gameplay. I have other gameplay to show you and other games to show you. I was supposed to show you Champions Online, but the game was not working. Okay, don't know why, but it is what it is. So I showed you two other games. I hope you enjoy the gameplay in the background. I'm gonna try to match it up with what I'm saying, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so superhero MMORPGs. They're so highly overlooked. Despite the success of the MCU and comic book fans always looking for new content to consume, they have tried and succeeded in the past with games like DCUO and City of Heroes, also Champions Online. But all those games are just too old and outdated. Now, DCUO is debatable. They're still updating their game. There's still live action and things going on behind DCUO server updates and just DLC. So I'll leave that one a little bit alone. But City of Heroes and Champions Online for surely outdated. But they all have features that could come together to make the foundations of a better game and a great game. Okay. Whether it takes place in the Marvel Universe, the DC Universe, or even another custom universe like City of Heroes and Champions Online. The game should have a solid foundation as long as they use those three games as a building block or a basis of what they want and the customization and all that that's included in those games. City of Heroes, this game came out in 2004. That's when I was born, okay? I know, you're like, ew, you're young. No, I'm 20, about to be 21, you know what I mean? In America, pew pew. All right, relax. I'm joking, okay? Now, Champions Online, that came out 2009. And then after that was DCUO, which dropped in 2011. All right, guys, come on. It's been years since we had another MMO superhero RPG, okay? What's up with that? I promise you, they're good. I promise you. These are. I'm not gonna lie. It's a cash cow. I won't lie to you. You can. I'm not telling developers to do it. I'm just saying, you can milk them games. Okay. Now look, all three of the games are good for their time. Okay, and they still have a player base despite them being that old. City of Heroes is still live, still got queues, and still people playing it, and still just people joining in servers and joining in matches and whatever. Playing the game, making new characters. There's still people running around. I see them. There's also people still playing Champions Online. I'm in a league on Champions Online, or a super group, as they say, called Paragons. It's nice. They're chilling. You can run raids and stuff in there, or like just alerts, like 4-player players and games and stuff like that. DCUO, obviously still alive. Okay, people keep like, oh my god, this game's still alive. Yes, guys, because it's a superhero MMORPG, and it's the closest one that we have, which is on PC and console. The other two games are only on PC, and the one of them just recently was able to get an actual server, I believe, okay? Because the old server had shut down a while ago. I don't know when, but it was it was a very long time ago when that server shut down, and fans have kept it alive by using their own like private servers or just other ways to download the game. And just recently they've been able to actually secure a server, an actual server. So now it's coming back. Champions Online is old, but it's still alive and it's still on Steam. You can just download that for free. Easy peasy, lemon no squeezy. Now DCUO is under a change of management, okay? So the old team has been kicked to the curb or gone, left, quit, whatever. And there's a new team in, making changes and making new promises to up the gameplay and up the, just a new DLC, the whole quality of life in the game, and all that hoopta. I'm hoping they're doing good so far. They're making their promises. They're keeping their promises. The new DLC is coming out, and they said that's going to be something we've never seen before, something kind of like that. So I'm excited for that. We'll see. But you know how these people say, But the point here I'm trying to make is, if we just got a good developer, somebody that is actually going to take the time to make a good superhero MMORPG, I promise you, the fans will come. The people will play it. The people love superheroes and villains. And that's what those are all about. You either play a superhero, you play a villain, and in, I think, one game, you can be a neutral party. Even I don't have any Marvel Heroes Omega gameplay. I wish that game was still online. That was another game I wanted to show you guys, but yeah, that game is cooked. They took it offline. I don't know why. I love that game. It was great. So let's hop right into it, because I feel like I'm starting to yap, and I don't want to yap, guys. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys ideas and things they could put in this next game to make it very great and amazing in broad strokes. Again, I'm not a game developer, so I have no idea the exact process they would need to implement all of these, or even if it's possible with this current technology, because the ideas I have at the end are kind of crazy and live. They're like reactive. Okay, so let's go. First of all, you got to find what universe you want to build in. You got DC already. You can make your own universe, or you can jump in the Marvel universe and make something out of that. Okay, you got 3 options to choose from. We've already got a DCUO game, which isn't bad. People still want DCUO too. I would recommend a Marvel game, because who doesn't want to be in New York and Asgard and all that? But that's later in the video. It's just there's a lot more breadth in New York than there is in Metropolis and DCU. Oh, you know what I mean? So I think that would be very interesting, and just the characters and all the customization that comes with Marvel would just boost your game even more. Plus, the MCU is doing good. Okay, everybody likes Marvel. Everybody knows Marvel. It would just be easier. Next, you got to find a good storyline, a great storyline, something that I can follow, something that we can follow, something that makes sense on why there's such a new influx of heroes and villains integrating in the city. Have they always been there? Did you make it Superhero Academy? Is it recruiting day, or is there superheroes coming out of the woodworks? Does a random incident happen giving the world powers? Something of the sort. You gotta make a good story that makes sense. DCUO tried to make a story that makes sense, but they kind of abandoned the story immediately. You're on a Brainiac ship because Lex Luthor and Superman, they were fighting. Justice League was fighting the villains. Okay, Lex Luthor kills Superman, but at the end he realizes he messed up. Brainiac is coming. He's invading Earth, and he's brought exobytes, and he's captured the superheroes and capturing the planet. He's taken their powers and downloaded them onto a database. Lex Luthor, being the smart guy he is, said, "Oh my God, I messed up, but I will fix this." So he gathers the exobytes with all the other superheroes' powers in them and all the cool things he could get. Sorry, and he travels back in time with the help of a Batman that still survived and a new superhero, which was the first experiment of the exobyte bugs. Then he makes it back in time. He betrays Batman, and Batman goes, "Luthor, I'm coming for you." Bada boom, bada bang. He's back. Then he's talking to the current Justice League before the fight in their watchtower, and he's telling them Brainiac is coming. We need to unite. I've already released exobytes across the Earth. He didn't ask nobody to do that. He just dropped them hoes like a hot album. Okay, crazy work. Batman's like, we shouldn't trust them. Superman's like, I mean, we kind of have to. Brainiac's a threat. Boom. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be cool. We're going to be fighting Brainiac. We're going to be, the final boss should be Brainiac or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. No. The only time you really talk about Brainiac throughout the story is when you wake up in a pod because you were captured on a Brainiac ship. And then you fight your way off. You meet, if you're a villain, you meet your mentor. And you get like 3 mentors. You can be either, I think it's Circe, Lex Luthor, or Joker for villains. And for heroes, it's Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. So you either meet one of your heroes or mentors when you get on the ship and they're helping you escape. Boom, after you escape, you immediately just go into doing different tasks. There's no actual continuation of your storyline. And then, that's about it for the story, which kind of messes it up. It's like, this was a really good storyline, and then they just dropped it. I'm like, yo, can I fight Brainiac, please? The final boss, depending on your mentor, is just their supervillain. If your final boss is either the Joker, Lex Luthor, or Circe, or vice versa. You know what I mean? That's just what happened. What happened to the story. So please, it's important that you get a good story and you follow it to the end. The end. All the way through. So whatever your max level would be. Whether it's 30, whether it's 80, whatever. 100. I don't care. Just give us a good story that's linear and makes sense. And then add your little task on afterward. Okay? Now, third or next, whichever one you want to say, is a good environment. Again, This is why the first step is the first step. You need to decide what universe you want to build in. After that, your settings and your maps should come easier. Okay, if you're in Marvel, your base map should just be New York or wherever you want them to start at. But New York should be a central place and it should be alive. Okay, if you're DC, they have Metropolis, they got Gotham, they got a lot of places. They even got Atlantis, the Mascara. They also have Central City. None of these maps are too huge. They're like DLC maps, but they're still there, and it's still a part of the DC universe, which makes it feel real, makes it feel more superhero-ish, makes me feel, like I'm there. Especially Atlantis. Atlantis is pretty cool. The rest of them are kind of small and like, but it is what it is. A Marvel game is what I recommend because their maps are so cool. You have so many opportunities that we haven't seen before. You can drop us in Asgard, you can drop us in Wakanda, you can drop us a lot of places, and they all look good. I love the Marvel universe is just their settings all the time. That's the one thing I'll say that Marvel has that I like more than DC is their settings. And for the setting, you also need to make sure your game is alive, as in the NPCs, the cars, like there needs to be city life. If I'm going to be a superhero, I want to be playing in a realm, a land that it feels like it's alive. So when I'm saving it or when I'm hurting it, I know I'm doing something. I'm making a difference in the city. I'm making a difference just in general. Whether it's property damage, loss of life, saving life, fighting villains and people running away because I'm fighting a villain right in front of them, or even pulling out their phones. Whether just make the game alive, make the cities feel real. Cars on the streets, interactive cars I can pick up. Hopefully, if you're a villain, you pick them up and then you throw them. If you're a hero, I hope you just let the people out of the car, or just don't throw the car. Okay, do not throw the car. Please take the fight out of the city. Okay, like again, DCUO 2. Just in case if I'm in Gotham, I want to feel like I'm in Gotham. Just because it's dark doesn't make it Gotham. I feel like in DCUO, Gotham is just a dark metropolis. Literally, it's never light time. It's never daytime. It's always just dark. And then there's criminals on the street, but so there's also that in Metropolis. I feel like Gotham should feel different. I feel like Gotham should just breathe different traffic, and just nighttime, there should not be that many civilians on the street. They know it's Gotham. It's dangerous outside. Metropolis during the day and night, it should just be cool. It should be nice. There should be different populations of NPCs at each given time. Make it feel real. Okay. Just a little tidbit for New York. If you're gonna do New York, add a rat boss, please. A rat mini boss. Make it a mandatory rat mini boss. Say the King of New York, please. Next on the list, my favorite, customization, brother. Okay, listen. This is a very important part of your game. I'm going to be playing my very own superhero or villain. I want to look unique. I want to play how I want to play. I want my powers to hit. I want to feel strong, but I also want to feel good and look good, okay? Now, we need a couple of things. This is a list part of the section. This isn't like too many me going on a tangent. This is just a list straight up, okay? We need body sliders. We need suit materials. I'm talking cloth, metal, I'm talking leather, plastic, whatever you want to put on it, we need it. Okay, we need new suit ideas, from capes to boots, from mask to flask. Okay, accessories are needed. They make your outfit pop. I'm not a fashion designer by any means, but I know how to customize a superhero. Okay, I love doing it. And we need to be able to make multiple outfits for our hero or villain. All right. And with that, we also need good hairstyles and hair physics. If I am flying with my long, undulating hair, it better be flying through the wind behind me. If I'm swinging, if I'm swimming, whatever I'm doing movement-wise, it needs to be moving with me. Okay? I don't want stiffness in my hair. All right? No stiffness, please. We need auras. We need glowing eyes. We need expression options. We need the catchphrase options. Okay, City of Heroes actually has a catchphrase option. If you push F10, which for some reason my keyboard, it doesn't work on my keyboard, so I couldn't show you guys, but I'll highlight it when I'm get to that section. You know what I mean? When you push F10 in the game, you say your catchphrase, which you pre-typed. Very nice, very cool. I remember my first time playing the game, I had a different keyboard, and I made my catchphrase. lightning time or something. It was something very cringy. Sorry, but I was younger. Okay, something like lightning time or something like that because I was playing Temporal Thunder, and it was cool. I was just like, oh my god, this is something crazy. I've never seen this before, and I liked it. They should put that in every game. We also need new animations when switching between suits. DCUO, you do not have this, brother. You don't have this, which is weird. It's annoying. You should have this. But I'm talking about like lightning strikes, spinning real fast, just any way to switch my costume. You know how Superman used to run in his little phone booth and spin around and then he'd have his costume on? We need, okay? That's a mandatory thing you need. Next is power, okay? We should have the ability to customize our power sets. In both Champions and City of Heroes, we're allowed to mix our powers, kind of. Okay, in DCUO, you only have one. You can only have fire or ice. You know what I mean? You can't have fire beams and ice shards to hurl at your foes. You can just have fire beams and fire balls, but no ice. No difference. The power should include some, of course, iconic movesets, whether it's like a lightning strike or a hammer throw, something cool, just something very, recognizable of their favorite hero. That would just be helpful. DCUO has this. There's an iconic power list, and you get laser vision, you can get like super strength, you can get like a Shazam bolt. It's just cool stuff. And please do not be afraid to add new powers to the game. This is DCUO's mega issue. We're bored, DCUO. We want new powers. We've been playing the same powers since the game dropped. And then the last new power we got for DCUO was water. I don't even remember how long ago that came out, but I was still in school, brother. Come on, add a new power, DCUO, if you're watching. Next is weapons and combat, okay? So DCUO's combat, that should be either standard or just evolved upon, okay? The other two games combat, you can tell they were made in 2004 or 2009. It's very slow paced. Most players will not get into that, and even for a PC game, they're just slow. It's like the combat is excruciating, but as you play the game, you get used to it, and then you just learn to live with it. But it's not as entertaining as DCUO's combat. It's not as interactive. It's not as responsive. So I do think DCUO has the best combat out of all the Super MMORPGs. DCUO is hitting, okay? Now weapons. Weapons should be amazing and worthy of grinding for in terms of looks and utility, If I use a one-handed weapon, I should be able to grind all the Asgard missions, okay? And end up with Thor's hammer, or even if it's a drop or you make it a drop rate type of thing to keep players grinding, it would be worth it because I now have Thor's hammer. Or if I have throwable weapons, I can unlock the batarangs. Just other iconic weapons that you would want to get as a superhero fan or superhero lover. And if you even wanted to dress up as your favorite superhero, you now have their weapon. It would just be cool. It would be nice to have. Now, if you guys needed a few weapon ideas, I didn't think you would, but we got one-handed, just anything with a simple one blade, one that you could swing with one hand, just easy peasy, lemon no squeezy. Hand-to-hand combat, which is just straight fist-to-fist combat, whether it's martial arts or brawling. Either way, very good, very great. Guns, of course, you need guns. Bows and arrows, you need bow and arrows. Whips, look, no racial, okay? I'm just saying, Catwoman be looking good when she using that hoe. So, you know what I mean? Wands and grimoires. Zatanna be looking good too. A grimoire just in case you want to be fancy with it. Some people don't like wands, they like magic books. Okay, even though y'all don't know how to read. Okay, two-handed weapons. Hey, maybe you want to wield. You don't want to wield Mjolnir. You want to wield Stormbreaker. So you get to swing them with your two-handed weapon. Big hammers, big swords. You want to be guts. You want to be whatever. Go ahead. Two-handed weapons. Shields. You want to be Captain America. You just want to use a shield. You want to throw it and catch it. Boom, that's for you. Now, DCUO has these. They have these. If you want to play the game, I highly recommend you just try it. You might actually enjoy it, Bring the game back a little bit, make the developers wanna play the game, wanna fix the game. 9, hand blast. You could just use beams of some kind, whether it's beam out of your eyes, beams out of your hands, just blast with energy. 10 is claws, or like a beast-like movement, like Wolverine or Beast, no pun intended. This should be separated from hand to hand though, because you're gonna need more of a feral animation to, kind of like use this style. You don't want to be able to just swing your hands. You're trying to use your whole body in these swings, so you need a different animation. So I would recommend a separate entire category for just claws and beast-like weaponry. We also need different stances, not for combat and all that, just for idling, like looking super or super evil. Ow for the movement, okay? This is another list. We got flight, of course, rocket flight because people want to be Iron Man. Super speed, some type of acrobatic speed, you know, some just really athletic Captain America type of beat. Teleportation, because I've done a poll, guys. People want teleportation in real life and in video games. I don't know why. I'm not a fan of teleportation, but teleportation. Skimmers like my boy Static Shock or even Silver Surfer. Put me on a surfboard. No Beyonce. Magic items like a broom. Some people like being witches. Some people like floating on brooms and putting sticks up their butt because they have sticks up their butts. Swinging like Spider-Man. That should be obvious. People like Spider-Man. People want to swing. People want to be cool. Yada yada. Super jumping like Superboy and Young Justice or the Hulk. Now you're gonna be able to. You should be able to adjust your super jump because if you're in a building or an instance, you might not be able to jump that high. So you're gonna want to jump further. I would just suggest like putting levels to the meter you put it on there, but you know, still. Hell, even some non-powered superheroes could just call in a cool vehicle or mount like Batman. Sorry, buddy, you can't fly. And we should have different animations for the movement speeds. Sometimes I want to fly with no arms. Sometimes I want to fly with both arms. Sometimes just one. I'm sure there's other ideas out there. People put those in the comment section down below and go ahead, take your pick. Don't remember what number we're on, but now we're on to bases and just secret bases and home base. Okay, we need a good place to rest our heads or a good place to suit up, have meetings, have super meetings. Don't just give us a square box and tell us, here, decorate this with pictures and frames. No, give me something with some substance. I need secret tunnels. I need secret passages. I need nice walls. It should just be better. DCO has this. City of Heroes has it, but not City of Heroes, sorry, Champions Online has it, but again, the Champions Online wasn't working, so I couldn't show you what I wanted to show you, sadly. Womp womp. But it's okay. Again, this is my first time doing a video like this, so I am missing some things I wanted to talk about, but that's fine. I'll learn and I'll, you know, move on. Now the same goes with league halls or like a super group base. DCO has a league hall, a place where your entire league or group of heroes will meet up. It's nice, it's cool, and you put statues for people who actually achieved great things in the league. There are statues, and like you can either do gold, bronze, or just stone, because you know it costs money to actually make the statues, which is a cool system. I think it's great. I think it should be kept. I just think the league halls should just look cooler. I think it should be better. Again, just more animation and anemones and stuff in them. Sadly, this is our last section of the video, or happily, if you guys are tired of hearing my voice, I'm sorry. Womp womp. This is again, I was saying I'm going to do broad strokes, so I skipped over a lot and I also said a lot. All right, so events and content. This is the important thing to me. This is how you're going to keep your game alive and keep it interesting, and these are new ideas. This is the part where I'm not sure if some of these are possible because they're kind of crazy. All right, listen, obviously we're going to need raids, like 8-player like missions, duos for, you know, your two friends if you're just a little couple, you know, and cool buildings to enter and take out the bad guys. All right, now I'm going to show you some City of Heroes gameplay of me entering a building, taking out some bad guys, but again, the combat is slow, so I like to just show the DCO like gameplay because it's just faster paced. It's more smooth. Now here's where the new stuff comes in. We need actual attacks on the city. Okay, you can spawn a big bad from any universe, any bad guy, spawn them in a random part of the city and just have them destroying it, have civilians running away, cops on their way, wee pulling up and just telling us where to go. Then you ring our comms, whoever is mission control, and say, hey, we need our strongest heroes to go fight Doomsday, or go fight some Marvel villain, Doctor Doom, freak it, Doctor Doom, okay? And he's in this part of the city destroying it, please respond. And then the heroes go and they fly over there and they start fighting Doctor Doom. They're fighting, who did I say? It doesn't matter. They're fighting somebody. You get my point. And you have the civilians seeking shelter. You got to have some heroes that are not strong enough there yet. Their goal should be to save the civilians, get rubble out of the way, make sure the buildings are clear, put out fires, okay? The goal of the stronger heroes that get there should be to take out the bad guy. That should be goal number 1. Take out the bad guy. Weaker heroes get to watch them work and work themselves by helping civilians out of binds. Again, that should just be standard. That's a part of the world being alive. Okay? As for the villains, they should just have a hero crash into a secret base of theirs. And the villain calls for help, like, hey guys, I need backup. Superman's here is destroying my base, my lab. And you're like, oh my god, okay. And their supervillain squad pulls up on Superman and they start wailing on him. I wouldn't recommend Superman unless one of them have the power of kryptonite, okay? Because the buddy, you're cooked. So I'd say more like just have Batman running there, okay? And then this leads into the next part, a PvP event. If the heroes, they have a time limit, okay? If the hero that the villains are fighting is very low on health but not dead, it's called a capture, okay? So that hero is now captured, and the heroes get a message saying, Batman is captured by the villains. Free him and get a special reward, okay? Now the heroes are hungry, they're thirsty for blood, they want Batman back, and they also want the reward. So they're gonna fly over to that base, and they're gonna beat up the bad guys, or maybe they get beat up back, and they save Batman, and then they get out of there. And then, again, the base gets rebuilt over time, and you're chilling again, and that PvP event was fun, it was cool, it was something new, nice. And then you get your rewards. Now, as for regular PvP, it should just be heroes versus villains, and of course, you could do like a hero versus hero as well, but it should just be called heroes versus villains. And the fights should cause collateral damages. Of course, you're not going to be fighting in the city, but you're going to be fighting in a dueling area, or just wherever the map they set you in after you teleport into the instance. And if I get flung through a building, I should crash through a building. The building should either fall or just have a hole, a me-sized hole in it. There should also be a mode where the villains just need to cause massive damage, and the heroes need to take out the villains and save the people from the damage the villains are causing. I would recommend this is as a 4v4, so 2 of the villains are destroying and getting fought, and 2 of the heroes are fighting the destroyers, while other 2 heroes are trying to save and put out fires, and the other villains are just destroying the buildings. It would just be even, it would be nice, and something to do. It would keep the game interesting and more competitive. I like it. Now, I'm not an expert on PvP. I enjoy PvE more than PvP, but I'm sure the community should have some ideas in the comment section down below. We should also have world or multiverse events, but mainly multiverse, and that should be some DLC stuff, just how DCUO does it. They have like their DLCs are just like different storylines, or like kind of comic book storylines, and then you teleport to that place of the world or at the time, and you just play through it. But I think it's a good idea, and I think it will work, you know. Now, my big idea, these are going to be massive events. These are going to be called planetary invasions, or if you're Marvel, just Omega level threats. Okay, these are threats to your planet, threats to your timeline, threats to your existence. I'm talking about Galactus is coming. His herald is coming to Earth. And for this, we should also have a continuous map where I could fly as high as I want and enter space. I don't know if that's possible right now, but I want to be able to fly from Earth to space. I should have super flight, so I'll be going Mach whatever, and that's only if my powers can handle it, okay? But the mission should be boom, 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 incoming planetary threats. All heroes and villains need to work together to combat this threat. Have some mobs come in that you can fight, or just have everybody fighting Silver Surfer. Guys, it's Silver Surfer. You're gonna need everybody. You're gonna need to jump him, okay? You beat up Silver Surfer, and then his health should be a little bit lowered. Then Galactus pulls up in the sky. He's just like, and they're like, oh my god, I don't think we're gonna win. And then, you know, the big shots come in. They start swinging, throwing blows, and you're throwing blows. And then there should just be some type of thing you guys can hit, whether it's a hand. I think a Galactus hand might just destroy Earth. I'm not sure, so they're gonna have to figure that out. Again, I'm not a game developer, but you get my gist. If it's DC, it should be a dark side invasion where parademons are coming from the sky attacking everyone, and we got to defeat as many as we can. I'm talking about just put a nice fat bar and have a number in the bar and say, defeat this many parademons for dark side to spawn in. Boom, you beat back the parademons. And then Darkseid, kaboom, crashes in the middle of the city, and now it's a scrap. You got Omega beams flying everywhere. You got fists throwing at them. You got people getting tossed in the buildings. I'm having fun just thinking about it. And then the end should be a damage contribution to the boss and a contribution to the bar. The best rewards go to the people who do the highest damage against Darkseid or Galactus, and another set of rewards should go to the people who put the most work in destroying the amount of parademons that are needed. It's going to be a slugfest, but it's realistic in terms of superhero world and reality. And of course, if you're just going to do your own new universe, so you don't want to pay any Marvel dues or DC dues, or you don't want to be under them, you're going to have to make up planetary threats and invasion forces on your own. I don't know. I don't got ideas for you. I mean, I have ideas for superheroes, but that's about it. And of course, make an auction house, a place where people can sell items they don't want. Soulbound items can of course still be soulbound items, but don't make everything just locked up. Some people don't want the extra things they have, so they should be able to sell it or trade it. Either way, it's just a good idea to have. Now, if you go Marvel or DC, you got infinite content. Personally, I think you got infinite content. If you're already working for Marvel, you have access to their database of content that you can use, or just ask for permission. DC as well. Now, you could do Deceased as a DLC or Marvel Zombies as a DLC. Get some Marvel inspired gear in there, some zombie inspired gear in there, just some cool things, some cool extra things you could do. That was just an example. There's other storylines you could follow, Civil War storylines, and all the rest of that. It's damn near infinite content for a creator. It's all made. Just put it in the game. People want to play it. I promise you, people want to play it. With this, the video comes to a close, guys. I've had fun talking with you. I hope you had fun listening to me yap and ramble about what I want for this game. Okay. If this does get made, I'm not gonna lie, I should see a percentage of that money, brother. I should see a percentage of that money, brother. I'm giving you a multi-billion-dollar game, live service. I know Sony wants live service. I'm just saying it's for sure gonna be live service, and this is the reason I suggested this game in the first place, okay? Y'all got to hear me out here. Y'all got to make sure you're listening, okay? Make sure we're clicking. This game, depending on how well it's done, if it's actually good and they dedicate the time to it like they need to, this game could go for $100. I'm trying to tell you right now. I know what y'all are thinking. I don't want to pay $100 for a game. This game would be worth your time and money. That is my point. Games, I'm not opposed to paying $100 for a game that would be worth my time. GTA 6 drops. If it's $100, if it's $120, I might buy that. I'm going to tell you right now, it's GTA 6. You're going to pay for it. You're going to buy it. You're going to save up a couple checks just to make sure you're good and your kids are good for your college savings, because you're probably old, because the last time GTA dropped was, all right? So, so you're going to buy it. A game like this, I'm telling you right now, base price could go for $100. Simple. And that would be better. And actually, this game would be better than GTA 6. I know what you're thinking. I'm bugging out. I'm out of my mind. I lost my mind. I lost my marbles. But no. Look, I said it would be better, not more popular, and it would be better. Content-wise, interaction-wise, and you're not just shooting at random people. You're going to be doing a lot more things than just, being a thug. But of course, I still love me some GTA. So I'm going to get GTA 6. And I'm going to get this game if it had dropped, but they're not going to drop around the same time because it's not in development as far as I'm aware. And if it's free to play, then the microtransactions finna hit, brother. I'm not going to lie to you. But, it might be worth it. It could be worth it. You're going to see while you're playing the game. You're going to want to do some cool different things. I didn't say that it was going to be expensive. It could be $2.99, $4.99 for a flight animation that you want. Or you could get it in a special box. You got to open the box. It might be, I'm telling you right now, I'm being realistic. It's a game. We're in this day and age of gaming. You're going to probably have a microtransaction, especially in a game like this. Especially when to me personally, it would probably be worth it. The customization options, just the DLCs, it would be worth it. Now, if the game's $100, I don't think we need to be getting charged all that per little animation thing you add. We should just be getting that hoe. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. I've never done a video like this. I don't know if I should do more. Maybe not. Maybe I should. If I have opinions on the game, I might drop a video like this. Who knows? Y'all let me know. Leave a like in the comment section down below. Okay? And I tried. I hope y'all enjoyed. And with that being said, y'all, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends. And if you didn't, I didn't ask. Peace.
Yo, show me love from the front to the back seat. She was tryna hop on my